Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to do the prediction show with our guest today, Adnan. Adnan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
So, we're going to do the usual predictions and we talk about football more in general. Let's start with today's game. Fulham take on Chelsea. Chelsea's run has been, I don't even know how to describe it, but Chelsea haven't been good at all. They have lost 9 out of their 10 games, I think. What do you think about this game?
Fulham versus Chelsea. I think it's a crucial game for Chelsea, and also because I think Fulham are at the ninth position, but Chelsea are really struggling this season. They are not having the best performances. They have so many injuries, and they have not adapted to Potter's way of playing. I think their transfers are all over the place. I think they are not recruiting players and accordingly. So this game, I will go for a win, but a Chelsea narrow win. I think this time they will win it, but they will win it with one goal, 1-0 Chelsea.
Okay, we move on to tomorrow's game. Aston Villa take on Leeds. This game looks really, really interesting. What do you think about it?
Yeah, this game looks very entertaining, and Leeds are a very entertaining team to watch. And Aston Villa, since the Unai Emery era, I think they are playing well. They are really enjoying themselves. So I will give this one to Aston Villa. I will go for an Aston Villa win. Aston Villa 2-1 win.
Saturday, we have a big game, the Manchester Derby, Man United taking on Man City. Let's finish with that. Let's start with the other games that will come on later. Brighton taking on Liverpool. A tough game for Liverpool. Brighton have been phenomenal, especially their star man. Now McAllister is back and Mitoma on the left. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, Brighton, I think, are a very exciting team to watch, a very entertaining team to watch, and one of the best teams to watch in the Premier League. And also, this time, Liverpool are not playing well. They are struggling this season, and they perform really well in one game and they perform really badly in the other game. So, this game, I don't see them Liverpool winning. So, I will go for a Brighton win. I will go for a Brighton narrow win, Brighton 2-1.
Okay, and then we move on to the next game. Everton take on Southampton. Southampton yesterday removed Man City out of the Carabao Cup, and Everton's run of form is just up and down. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, Southampton, I think, although they knocked out Man City, I think Man City were really poor yesterday. They played really badly. They had no shots on target, although they had their first team. And Southampton played really well. And but in the Premier League, Southampton are not having their best form. They are not having their best run. So this is an interesting game because Lampard is under very heavy pressure. If he loses this game, I think fans will go for him. I think this is the last deciding game for him. So I'm actually backing him up. I will go with an Everton win, a narrow Everton win, a 1-0 Everton win.
Okay, we move on to the next game. Nottingham Forest taking on Leicester. Both teams haven't had the best campaign so far. What do you think about this?
Yeah, and Leicester, I think Leicester and Brendan Rodgers is really struggling with Leicester. I think they are not playing well. One game they performed, the other game they do so badly. And with Nottingham Forest, I think they have the quality players. They have very good players, but I think because of the so many transfers, their chemistry is not yet there. But I think when they are at home, I really like watching them. So this game is a tough one but I will go for a draw this game. I think I will go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay, we move on to the next game. Wolves taking on West Ham. What do you think about this?
Wolves vs West Ham, another tough game because West Ham this season are not playing as they should. The way they were playing last season, I think this season they are playing really badly. But also Wolves, although defensively they are very good, but in scoring wise they are not scoring goals. I think that's their main problem. Diego Costa is not yet firing, and all the other players are not firing in front, but they have a really good defense and midfield. So it's a really tough one. But I will go for Wolves win. Wolves 1-0.
Okay, we finish off with the last game of the day. It will be Brentford taking on Bournemouth. What do you think about this?
Yeah, Brentford versus Bournemouth. And this guy, I think the way Brentford have been playing the win against Liverpool, I think the way they have been playing is very, very good. I think without Tony, without they defeated Liverpool without Ivan Tony, so I don't think they will lose against Bournemouth. So I'll go for a Brentford comfortable win. Brentford 2-0.
Okay, now we can talk about the Manchester derby. This game is going to be hard for both teams. Man City have been flying through. Haaland's form, let's say he hasn't been scoring the past 2, 3 games, and it's gone unnoticed. Um, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, this is a very I'd say a crucial one for Man City. I think for them to stay in the title race, they have to defeat Manchester United, and Manchester United for them to get a shot at that title, for them to have hope at that title, they have to at least beat Man City. I don't think Man United will have a hope for for the title, but I think the fans and everyone will have hope if they defeat Manchester City, and especially at Old Trafford, they are on form. So there is high hopes and high chances for Man United to win that game. And Man City, I think this season I'm not so impressed with Manchester City. I think they are scraping wins, they are drawing with, but they take points against big teams. I think they do really well against big teams, and they struggle with smaller teams every time. I think smaller teams they lose against them or they draw against them. But this time, although they defeated comfortably Manchester United at Etihad, I don't see them winning a comfortable way. I see them winning, but not comfortably. So I will go for a narrow Manchester City win, but a 2-1 win. I don't see them winning comfortably at all, at all. At Old Trafford, Rashford is on form. Casemiro is playing very well. Actually, I want Man United to win, but I don't see it happening against City, who are favorites to win the league and who are chasing. They are 5 points behind Arsenal, and if they lose, that will be a big gap, and Arsenal win in the derby. So I will go for City win, but they will struggle really badly. So I'll go for 2-1 City.
Okay, we move on to Sunday. Sunday, Chelsea play again against Crystal Palace. What do you think about this one?
And Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. This season, Crystal Palace have, I don't know, they play well one game, they play badly the other game. I think they are very inconsistent. But I see them taking a point against Chelsea. I don't see Chelsea beating Crystal Palace comfortably. So I will go for a draw. I will go for a 1-1 draw.
And then Newcastle take on Fulham. This is going to be a good game. Um, Fulham, I like the way they play. Newcastle have built a fortress at home, so it's going to be a tough game. What do you think about this?
Yeah, Newcastle versus Fulham is another big game because the way Newcastle are playing, they're enjoying themselves. And I don't see them losing against small teams again because the way Newcastle and Eddie Howe team are playing, they have a lot of confidence. So I will go for a Newcastle win. I think for them to go for that top four, they have to defeat Fulham. So I will go for a Newcastle win. Newcastle 2-1, 3-1 win.
Okay, and then the North London Derby, another derby that will take place this weekend. Let me just say this weekend is going to be entertaining. Tottenham take on Arsenal. Arsenal on top of the league. What do you think about this? Tottenham have been on and off with their form. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, and this game is a crucial one for Arsenal. I think for them to compete with Man City, they have to defeat Tottenham. And for Tottenham to have hopes for top four, I think they have to defeat Arsenal. I think the way Tottenham are playing, I think they are really struggling every time in the first half. Especially, I think Arsenal will take advantage in the first half. And Conte is not satisfied with this Tottenham team. He wants recruitment. He wants new players. He's not enjoying himself at Tottenham. And his style of play, I think the fans are not enjoying it at all. I think Tottenham this season are struggling really badly, and Arsenal are a team that have a lot of confidence. I think Arsenal's attack will be too much for Tottenham because I think with Martinelli and Nketiah and Saka, Odegaard especially in that number 10 role. I think it will be too much for them. I see Arsenal winning, especially if Man United get a draw or win against City. I think they will have a lot of confidence running through them. So I see them winning easily. I'll go for an easy win, a 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay, before we continue on, let's talk about someone who has been criticized by so many people, Nketiah. He has been fantastic for Arsenal so far. Do you think, okay, from a fan perspective, do you think if Jesus comes back, Nketiah is going to be back on the bench? Yeah, just your opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think if Gabriel Jesus comes back, I think Nketiah will be back on the bench because I think Nketiah, although he's scoring, he's linking up well, and he doesn't bring what Jesus brings to the team. He doesn't bring the I think the stamina, the whole game running, defending, coming back, and I think Jesus plays real well with Saka and Martinelli. I think he's very skillful. Although Gabriel Jesus is not scoring that much, but I think he's very one of the most important players for Arsenal. He's not the most important. So I don't think any player drops Jesus. But Nketiah had a really good form, and I think Arsenal are happy now that the contract they have signed it did not backfire on them. So they have a good backup for Jesus, but I don't think he will take Jesus' position.
Okay, we move on to the extra games that will also be played. Crystal Palace take on Man United next week, Wednesday. A tough game for you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, are we away or home?
Away, away.
Yeah, I don't like going to Crystal Palace's home. I think it's a very tough place to go, and especially if they go 1-0 up, I think to come back against Crystal Palace is a nightmare. So this game, I see us winning, but I see us struggling a lot. I see us winning like 2-1.
Okay. And then on Thursday, another big game for Man City. Man City take on Tottenham. What do you think about this?
Yeah, this is another big game, and Tottenham always take points against City. That's the thing. Tottenham always perform against City in the last 2 seasons. They know Conte knows how to play against Pep Guardiola. So it's a tough one, but I see Man City losing points either to Manchester United or to Tottenham, and I'm leaning towards them losing points to Tottenham. I think if Tottenham always perform well, the defensive and the counter, I think with Son, Kane, and Kulusevski, I think they are too good for Man City defense. So I'm actually going for an entertaining draw. I'll go for a 2-2 draw.
Okay, that's it for the predictions. Let's talk about this race for the title. Man City taking on Arsenal. If someone would have said anything about Arsenal being title challengers, people would have thought you're crazy. But what do you think about it in general?
Yeah, I think it's a crazy one because no one thought Arsenal will be competing for the title this season because everyone thought Liverpool and Man City are the two powerful ones, so it will be between them again. But Arsenal and Arteta, I think he came out of nowhere, and I think he has a real good chance because this season Man City are not as powerful as they used to be. I think they're dropping points against small teams, and what Arsenal do is they take points against small teams. I think they take maximum points against the mid-table teams, and I think they struggle against the big teams. But they make sure that they take all the points from the bottom teams and all the other teams, and they take good points against all. I think they lost to only Manchester United. So Arsenal are on good form. I think they will give a good go against Manchester City. But I think Manchester City, just if they go back on form once, I think to stop them it will be hard. But we will see how it goes title race. So I actually want Arsenal to win for once, so that it's not the boring one Man City taking it for the third consecutive time. But we will see what happens.
Yeah, I was about even to mention about Man City's form. Their form has been they've been scraping points, as you earlier said. Their style of play hasn't lived up well, since last season. It's been up and down. What else did I want to talk about? Liverpool. Liverpool is another team that has showed disappointment, if I can say. Their form has been terrible. Yeah, they're not winning games comfortably. They haven't been showing that they are the standards they have been kept. What do you think?
Yeah, and Liverpool, I think this season they are struggling because of their midfield. I think their midfield is too weak compared to all the other teams. I think as you know, games are now won in the midfield. I think you saw Manchester United's improvement with Casemiro, and without Casemiro, and also Arsenal have Partey in that midfield, who is very crucial for them. The same way that Manchester City have Rodri. So I think the midfield is too weak. They don't have that player that the midfield depends on. I think they have Thiago, but Thiago's defense work I think is not the best, but his creativity is good. But his defense work is not the best. So they need a really good transfer in the midfield. I don't know where they put Gakpo, although they don't have all the wingers are injured, but I think Luis Diaz is almost coming back. So I think they really need to recruit in their midfield. I think Klopp needs to get some new fresh players. I think they have all midfielders. They have to freshen up their midfield. I think.
Yeah, their midfield hasn't been at top level. Let's move on from the Premier League to the transfer window. The transfer window is open. The transfer window is open. For you guys, Man United have signed Weghorst from Burnley on a loan. What do you think about this transfer?
Yeah, I think this transfer is a tactical one. I think when we are struggling against big team, I think although he is good on the ball, but we really struggle on the head. So heading abilities are so good. So if teams are if the team is struggling, I think it's second half and we are down. So I think it will be the best option to bring him so that the teams are afraid in both ways, in heading and in the midfield on the ground. And he's also good on the ground. His feet rate, but I think it will be a substitute for Martial. So it's a really good signing. I think it's a tactical signing more than anything else.
Okay, we can talk about other rumors going on. Arsenal want Mikhailo Mudryk. What do you think about this transfer? A youngster who has never been heard of. What do you think about it? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a crazy one because I think the way we messed up the transfer window when we bought Anthony for almost 100 million, and now Shakhtar want 100 million, and Modric wants to join Arsenal so badly, he wants to shine, he wants to have the spotlight on him. But I think Shakhtar want a lot of money. They see the potential in the kid. They want to take good money since I think he will have a good career. So I don't know, but I think they should let him in for like 60, 70 million. I think that is fair enough. So I think Arsenal, and if he comes, I think it will be a really good recruitment for Arsenal because if Martinelli gets injured or any other player gets injured, I think it will be really bad for Arsenal because they don't have any backup for him.
Yeah. I think that's it. Like, share, and subscribe for more. I was your host, Fahmy. That's Adnan. Take care. See you next time.